Hello, I watched 1934 film Whirlpool, starring Jack Holt and Jean Arthur, part of a series of Jean Arthur films that have been running on TCM. And I was like, Jean Arthur films I have not seen because I really, really enjoy her. Her presence, her delivery. She's just such a quirky, kind of indelible actress. Really always interesting to watch. This film was interesting to watch, and she yet again she gets that. Jean Arthur gets one of those close-ups and is emotional, and her eyes are shining, and you're like movie star here. Um, this one concerns it opens in 1910 with a carnival owner who's he's like, oh, I gotta go see this woman. I'll see you back at the carnival in like in tomorrow. And he goes off and he's like, oh, he's with this woman and he proposes to her. And you think, okay, this is the crooked carnival, and this is just some kind of scam that he's pulling on this poor woman. But they get married, and he's like, okay, I'm going to sell the carnival and we're going to find a house and we're going to settle down. And it's like, really? And yeah, he goes back to the carnival and he tells this to the guy, and it's like, yep, he's actually going to do this. I guess he's going on the straight and narrow. He's found the woman that he loved, but the crooked carnival cheats somebody. Just as he's talking to his partner about this, a fight breaks out. He gets into a brawl. He knocks a guy down. The guy impales his head on a one of the tent pole spikes and is dead. And he doesn't get convicted of murder. The judge says, "Oh, the jury was too lenient. He's only convicted of manslaughter, but he's going to give him the maximum sentence." So he gets 20 years, and it's a apparently it's a prison where there is a whirlpool outside, and it's like basically trying to escape is suicide. His now wife says, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for you. And she makes this weird illusion of like, I found a way that we can be together. And you're like, are they going to are they is she gonna try and bust him out of there? And then you're gonna go, but it's like, it'll be just like a little piece of you. It'd be like having you there. And you realize this is some kind of weird 1935 way of saying, hi, I'm pregnant, and I'm having your baby, which we find out later is indeed the case. He realizing that she is just going to waste her entire life away waiting for him for 20 years because there's no chance of parole in this system of Hollywood law. So what he does is he's working for the warden, and he fakes his own death. He makes her think that he has died. And 20 years go by. He gets let out, and he meets up with his partner again, and it's like, none of this penny ante stuff anymore of grifting. We're going to go for the big stuff. And indeed, within a good couple of years, he's gone. He's now owns a big club. He seems to have a lot of gangster friends, stuff like that. Maybe he's just a big time gambler himself, but he's okay. And this is when a young woman enters into his life who is a reporter who comes in, and she's like, I recognize him. And sure enough, it's his daughter, the daughter that he's never met. But she's looked at his picture of him that her mother has on the bedside that she's always kept, even though she's remarried to a judge. And yes, so she goes to him, and they have this fucking weird scene where she is like heavily flirting with him, and he's kind of flirting back. And they get closer and closer, and they says, "You're a friend. We've known each other for 23 years." And it's like, you weren't even born then. Oh yes, but I visited you in the penitentiary because I was I was in your mother's tummy. And it's like they have this kind of scene, and Jean Arthur is super emotional, and this is the movie star's shot of her with kind of shining eyes shining with tears, just vivid. But they're like, faces are closer and closer, and it's like this lover's embrace. And It's like, oh, I'm so happy to see met you, and they hug. And what goes on from there is this weird kind of romance because he's got to hightail it out of town because he can't publicly testify at this trial because they're going to make a big deal of it, and his picture will get into thing, and his mother will find out, and people will find out who he actually is because he changed his name and everything because he had faked his death only to his mother. um, and so but he's going to disappoint. He can't appear at this trial where he's supposed to be the ally for this gangster, which strangely enough it's the one crime that this gangster didn't commit. um, but but in the meantime, they decide, hey, psst, 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 come on. But in the meantime, they decide to spend the next couple of days basically having a whirlwind romance. And she spends a whole bunch of time cradled in his arms, lovingly looking up at him. It's like they're, it's a father and a daughter, but it's all played basically like an illicit romance, and indeed everyone around them thinks it is illicit romance, from the waiter at the restaurant to her to Jean Arthur's fiance. They all think she's fallen for this guy, and they're kind of cradled, and it's like all this lovey kind of Jesus Christ. It's just so weird, so fucking weird. And and father is always being this heroic, self-sacrificing guy, and it basically just follows a straight line. Like you at the beginning you thought like, oh, he was going to be a swindler, but he's not. He turned out to be a super swell guy. He fakes his own death to let his wife go on, and indeed the whole rest of the movie is just the same thing of him being this tremendous guy who's like a gambler and a con artist. But no, in all this, he is just the most noble of noble guys who makes the ultimate sacrifice at the end. And Jean Arthur gets to look out and look kind of that eyes. It's like she's doing everything to kind of elevate this kind of weird story. So yeah, that is a really interesting instance of a Jean Arthur movie, which has got this just weird father-daughter love story going on under the current of it, which is just, what the fuck? Wonderful. Oh, and it's actually also notable for the fact that to establish Jean Arthur's age at the beginning of the movie, she says, like, how are you doing? And she says, I'm white. I'm white, I'm 21, and I'm free. Which, it's like, that, I mean, yes, it establishes how old she is, which is important to the plot of the film, but it is using a phrase that was used during times of slavery to denote, hey, I'm 21, I'm white, and I'm free, versus, so, hey, everything's great for me, in the time of slavery when there were black people who were not free in the United States. So it was a super gross little thing. It's just to remind you, hi, racist assholes. Everyone was at this time, and where that kind of a snappy little rejoinder would be acceptable to have the star of your movie say, to have Jean Arthur say in this movie, which is like, ugh. But good snapshot of the time, and to always remember, if there's only white people in the film, that's because you should just assume they're all racist, because there's no black people around them for them to be directly racist to, as in this. So yeah, that a clanger, but also an interesting thing to note that in 1935 that kind of phrase was still being put into movies as just a snappy, funny line. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.